Hello, my friends. Welcome here to my August homeschool update. As per usual, I did not know if I was going to get to sit down and film today. It always seems to be that way. This time it's because you probably can hear it in my voice. I've had like a head cold brewing for a couple of days. And like I went to bed last night thinking is it gonna be worse or is it gonna be better in the morning? Because I really need to film today. It's not really worse, it's not really better, it's just kind of the same. My throat doesn't hurt so much, so I can at least speak without being in pain. And I really wanted to film today's update. So hopefully all will go well. I did notice that my microphone batteries are incredibly low. Don't know how that happened. So I don't know how much filming I am going to get done today, but I'm going to try my best to give you some sort of updates. Because we're out of August now. It's September when I'm filming this. And I feel like August was a full month, and it was a pretty good month overall. And so I just want to share with you what homeschool things happened. A lot of life stuff has happened, and I tend to share that in my updates. If you're new here, I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids. My name's Christine, and I share the highs and lows of our homeschool journey and, curriculum reviews and that kind of thing. So subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're interested in that stuff, because I'm going to keep sharing as much of that as I can. But before we jump into the update, I do want to share with you a different exciting update, something that I'm really thankful to have been able to do. And that is I have a homeschool planner available for you guys that I have created. This is something that I started working on actually last year, and I just didn't have the capacity at the time to follow through with it. But I picked up the idea again this year and managed to get at least the first version of it completed. So I have an undated PDF version of my homeschool planner available. It's in my Etsy store right now, and it's very affordable. I've got it for $15 US. This is something that you can print off year and year and year again. So I tried to make it affordable and flexible because I know a lot of you just do not have the budget to be spending a lot on a homeschool planner. And I actually have a coupon code, SAVE20, if you want to get 20% off of it at the moment. So that is available. I will leave it all linked for you in the description below. I do have future plans for it. So right now it's the undated version. It's still beautiful. I created the planner with myself in mind, which probably sounds very self-absorbed, but the whole purpose of creating it was actually for myself. I didn't create it to be like a sellable product for other people. I created it with my needs in mind. And then it was kind of like an afterthought to be like, okay, I'll just make this available to those who also would like it. So right now it's the undated version, but I am going to be putting out a fully dated version because that's actually what I'll be using myself. It just takes a little bit more time to do that. And so that should be out soon though, because I'm nearly finished with it. And obviously I don't work on the same academic school year as you guys do in the States or even in the Northern Hemisphere in general. And so when I need a new planner is different to when you need a new planner for your homeschool. So there's all that to think about. But I will have a fully dated version available soon. And I will plan to do like a flip through video here on my channel when I get around to printing out my version of it. And I do also have the hope to have a printed version available. That's a little bit more complicated. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is using Amazon as like a drop shipping option. It's not my dream. It's not my ideal, but it would be the best option as of right now. The problem is I'm in New Zealand and my audience is mostly in the States, but I also want to cater to my audience in New Zealand and Australia. And shipping costs are just really frustrating. And so that makes it very challenging to it's not like I can get a whole bunch of my dream planners printed and have them in a warehouse here in New Zealand, then sell them to you because so many of you are in the States, you wouldn't buy them because the shipping would be so much. And I'm not in the States to have a warehouse set up over there. So, it just makes it complicated. So right now, there is a version available. It's live and in my Etsy store. Like I said, it's linked down below. If you want to go take a look, go take a look. I'm very excited for it. I'm excited to use it next year. It's got everything in it that I use and some more because I did ask for some feedback from you guys on the pages that you really use in your planners. And I try to include those as well. So they're all there. So that's a really big, exciting update. if this footage is choppy, it's probably me stopping and like editing the video of me like sniffling. So I'm really sorry. But let's talk about August and how it went. We wrapped up our 4th homeschool term at the beginning of August, and we took a week break. And that went really well. I did get sick. Like literally this time a month ago, I was sick, which is really frustrating. But at the end of that week, I actually went away and I went to our annual girls weekend. And that is a weekend that we try and plan every year for myself and my mom and my sisters to all go away. We leave the kids with the men and we go and we take a few nights away. And this year was really special because it was the first year that all of us have been able to be there. There were no lockdowns. There was no one about to produce a baby, which, to be honest, that's the main reason people have not been able to attend. I was just looking back, and in the last 4.5 years, my siblings have had 9 children between the 3 of them. So it's been busy. And yeah, it was really special. So our girls' weekends look like a lot of like secondhand store shopping and antiques shopping. That is the like bulk of what we did. Watching movies, taking naps, playing games. It was the best. We were away for 3 days or 3 nights. We went to Taupo, which is a beautiful place to go in the wintertime in New Zealand. It's a small town, but it's by a massive lake. And we didn't actually get to see the mountain because it was overcast, which was a bummer, but it was still beautiful. And we stayed in this wonderful Airbnb. It was just everything we all needed. We had 2 of my nieces along because they're still little and breastfed. And they were such champs. They were so good. It was just a dream weekend. I had such a good time. We all did, honestly. And that was like a great way to start off term 5 because I was in a good frame of mind. And I feel like, I mean, it's kind of crazy because we actually only have 2 weeks left of term 5. And I feel like we just started, but we started off our homeschool term. I did take the Monday off because I had just gotten back on Sunday and I was tired and I was like, this is not the right way to start off our school term. So we took Monday off and then just rolled into the week. And I feel like our homeschool term for term 5 has gone really well. We just seem to be in a really good groove at the moment. The kids are handling everything very well. So I did want to give you feedback on a couple of curriculums that we started and just like change how they're going and that kind of thing. So one I mentioned is BJU Press Grade 2, their English. My daughter started that at the end of the last term, I think, and then we've been using it all of this term. So we've done it for like, I want to say like 5 weeks now, something like that. Anyway, I've really enjoyed it with her. I was nervous about how it was going to go. I wasn't sure, and because it was expensive. But she's thriving with it, and it's made language arts like so quick for us. It's just more efficient. She's doing super well with it. I've been very pleased with it. We've just finished a chapter on writing, the first chapter that she's done that's just been on writing. And I've loved the whole, like how well outlined the writing process is. And it was just on writing poetry and it was simple and to the point and she really enjoyed it. So that was great. And now she's moving back into a grammar chapter. Also, if you hear like yelling and squealing, my kids are playing outside. They're fine. So yeah, great feedback on that. I'm really, really happy with it. A lot of you asked for me to do a flip through video of that. So I've got that coming up for you really soon. But that's been great. And then the other curriculum that I added in, and I think I mentioned this in my son's update video, his mid-year curriculum update video, is spelling wisdom. I added that in for him. And I'm really happy with how that's going. I don't know that he loves spelling no matter what we use. Honestly, it's not his favorite. But I feel like this has challenged him in a really good way. He is a boy and he just wants to be finished with school and go and play outside. That is just who he is. It doesn't matter what you put in front of him. He's going to try and get through it as quickly as he possibly can. And the spelling wisdom, you just can't do that. Like you actually have to take the time to sit and study it and it can't be rushed. And so I've appreciated that perspective and I've seen him do really well. And honestly, I've seen it build his confidence. Sequential spelling, I've got nothing bad to say about it. It's worked really well for him. And I definitely have seen him do better with spelling. And then this, I like, it's just more organic, I guess. And I'm enjoying how it's going. think that my daughter is going to start on it next year, probably. She'll be in 3rd grade, and I think that she will be ready for it. Like, she keeps asking about doing spelling, and so I'm like, okay, well, it might be time for her to start. I just didn't want to like overload her plate just yet, because she's still in the stage of like, learning phonics and reading. She is getting very fluent in it now, but she's still, at that stage where it's a lot. So there's that. Now, my youngest daughter, we did change some things this term, and I'm going to speak about that in her mid-year, which is definitely not mid-year anymore, but her curriculum update video, which is coming out soon. But basically, we took a pause on a lot of her curriculum, and we're doing something different at the moment. And there's nothing wrong with curriculum. I'm not changing curriculum. We're just pausing things, and it's more to do with developmental stuff than it is anything else. So, yeah, that changed things a little bit. But everything else has gone well. We've been just ticking along with history and science. And the kids have all done well with their independent subjects. There's nothing like glaringly challenging for them at the moment. They're just doing really well with everything. And I feel like this is such a lovely pace to be like winding down our school year on, because the sun has been out. Like, honestly, the first day of September, the sun came out, and it has been beautiful since then, pretty much. We've had a couple days with a bit of rain, but mostly it's just been lovely, and the temperature has been great. And so we all just feel more of that pull to be outside. And so I don't want our lessons to be taking a super long time, because we're just like ready to enjoy the outdoors after having had winter time. And okay, let's move a little bit more into like life update stuff. First of all, I just wanted to update you guys. I did ask for your prayers in my last homeschool update video for July, where I just shared that I've had some health struggles this year, and it's been a big challenge. And I was able to see a specialist about that at the end of August, and it was just so incredibly helpful. And I have like hope about it for the first time in a really long time, and just felt like seen and validated and not made to feel like I'm going crazy. So thank you for your prayers. I feel like I have direction and I have a plan, and I feel like I'm finally getting some answers about things, and it doesn't all just feel sort of hopeless. So thank you so much for your prayers and your really, really kind comments that you left. I was just very touched by that. So thank you. And then the other sort of big update that's going on in our lives is we started our ensuite renovation, and right now we're in the demo stage. Like, it's just a demo site, but all of our stuff has arrived. We've got like new toilet and shower, and we're doing a lot of it ourselves. And so that is like a big thing going on at the moment. At the moment, it's all kind of like up to my husband, the stuff. And then I will come in when it's time to do like plastering and painting and all of like the little DIY projects that I have to do to make it more custom and bespoke, because that is like really what I want for our home. So that's like a big thing, but it's also really exciting. And it's fun because we've done a bathroom renovation before, but it was in a home that was half the size of this, and it was our only bathroom. And I only had 2 kids at the time, and they were like 2 and 1. They were so little. And so we've got all of that experience to draw from, and we kind of like know things we would do differently. And also this is different because it's our home that we plan to stay in long term. And it's our bathroom, like our ensuite. It's not the family bathroom, so we can do things a little differently. So that's just really exciting. We're still trying to do it on like a budget, but it's definitely more of a budget than we had in the last house. And I'm just someone who loves doing things like as frugally as possible. So you'll never really get that out of me. But that's like really fun. And the kids have, obviously been seeing part of it and helping with bits of it. Like Jack was in there with his hammer, demoing the walls the other weekend. So yeah, and then I've been in the garden more. I've started painting our fences, which is going to take me 5,000 years, but it will be worth it when it's done. It takes like an hour to paint a fence panel. So if I have a spare hour, I just like go sit out there and paint it. But it's going to take a long time. It's going to take, I think it would be like at least 12 hours to do half of like one fence. It's going to take forever. But I know it will be worth it. So all of the spring projects are starting, and I am trying to be intentional about like not letting my brain get overwhelmed by all of the things that all of a sudden we're taking on. But homeschool is good. I'm not entirely sure how our next term is going to look. I know we're going to be wrapping things up. We're going to be finishing off some subjects. Like my son's really close to finishing his language arts for the year, and I don't actually want him to stop. Like I think he would finish like 2 weeks into our last term, and I'm like, that's way too much of a break before he starts next year. So I'm probably just going to roll him straight into next year's curriculum, because yeah, it's too much of a break. So yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to happen. I have talked about doing a Christmas curriculum, but I'm also kind of like holding that with a loose, like just like loose fingers, because I just know that this time of year gets really overwhelming for me. October is full of birthdays. 3 of our family members have birthdays, like in our family have birthdays, and then our extended family has tons of birthdays and anniversaries as well. So like October's really busy, and then obviously you've got the Christmas season as well. And so I just don't want to I don't want it to be a rush and horrible. I don't want to do it just for the sake of doing it. I want to do it because it adds to our home and our family. So yeah, that's kind of just like where my mind is with that. But otherwise, I don't think we're changing anything anytime soon. We're just going to carry on. Do feel free to leave any questions you have for me down below. I have just done like curriculum update videos that you're welcome to go back and look at. They're for 4th grade and 2nd grade, and I'm going to film my daughter's curriculum update just after this, her kindergarten curriculum update after this. So yeah, thank you for listening. Sorry that I sound all congested and gross, but you know, such is life. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no war.